Metrobank Foundation, Rotary Club of Makati Metro, Rotary Club of New Manila East, Department of Education, Commission on Higher Education, the Armed Forces of the Philippines, the Philippine National Police, and PS Bank welcome you to the conferment ceremonies for the 2021 Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos. This celebration serves as one of the highlights of Metrobank's 59th anniversary celebration. To begin, please rise for the invocation and singing of the national anthem. Heavenly Father, your light rises in our darkness, ignites hope in our hearts, and overcome the fear we have in these trying times. We are here today to celebrate heroism and dedication of our country's modern-day heroes, the outstanding soldiers, police officers, and teachers. In a world full of chaos and uncertainty brought about the COVID-19 pandemic, we are embracing a moment of triumph in your name and for your glory. Once again, we have experienced the miracle of your sustenance and blessings. Father, our hearts, the very center of our humanity and our souls, are filled by you. Thank you for bringing us together to accomplish this great feat for your glory. And may all praises go up to you as we culminate the 2021 Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos. In the love of our Creator, in the name of the Healer, in the life of the Holy Spirit, in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome your hosts. United Print Media Group President and Manila Bulletin Head of External Affairs and a member of the 2021 Final Board of Judges, Mr. Barbie Atienza. And TV5 Alagang Kapatid Foundation Executive Director and member of the Board of Assessors in this year's search, Ms. Menchi Silvestre.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is our privilege and honor to be your host for today's important occasion.
And of course, hello, Barbie. Good day to
Hello,
you.
man.
So I guess, Barbie, the most often asked question nowadays is, have you been vaccinated?
Oo naman, ikaw, kamusta ka na?
Oh yes, I've had my 2 jabs already. That's good to hear.
You know, Menchi, amid our current times, where we are limited to celebrate events like this online, it should not hinder us from celebrating the exemplary works of today's modern-day heroes. This is a yearly tradition for Metrobank and their institutional partners to honor 4 teachers, 3 soldiers, and 3 police officers whose contributions to the nation are indeed worth emulating.
That is so right. We look for sources of cooperation during this challenging period. What I can say is that this occasion may even serve as a venue to remind us that there's still so much to celebrate about. Now, before we proceed, to those who would like to share photos of the event on their social media pages, kindly use the hashtags hashtag MBFI Outstanding Filipinos and hashtag Beyond Excellence. You can also leave your comments and messages of inspiration as we live stream this event via the Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos Facebook page. Thank you very much.
Yes, Menchi, this is a dedicated time for us to recognize the exemplary individuals who rendered their service beyond the call of duty. They are model public servants who demonstrate genuine love and service to the nation. Their exemplary contributions to their respective communities created lasting positive impact to their stakeholders and the greater society.
I totally agree. I was in fact very hesitant at first to accept the invitation to judge. Honestly, having my own biases, Barbie, but actually I ended my duty of judging feeling so proud of the accomplishments of all the candidates, not just the final set of awardees.
And you know, Mitch, talagang incomparable yung experience. Having been a part of the Board of Judges this year, it was awe-inspiring. The things that I've learned and I've heard from the nominees, talagang fantastic. I mean, kala mo talagang out of a storybook yung mga storya nila. Galing.
So true. I have to agree with you on all that, Barbie. And of course, again, congratulations to all. Now, without further ado, may we call the chairman of Metrobank and Metrobank Foundation, Mr. Arthur T., for his welcome remarks.
Members of the Board of Assessors and the final Board of Judges, 2021 Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos. Distinguished guests and friends, good afternoon. Metrobank celebrates its 59th anniversary this week, a fitting occasion to host the conferment ceremonies to honor 10 Metrobank Foundation outstanding Filipinos who breathe life to the values that the Metrobank Group stands for. They keep people in good hands by embodying malasakit, performing their duty with integrity, and displaying heart for community. The past year has clearly revealed to us that circumstances can change drastically. But today's celebration reminds us that excellence endures even in the face of adversity. In a few moments, we will meet the exemplary teachers, soldiers, and police officers who represent the best in Filipinos. This is the first time in the history of the program to stage a virtual awarding ceremony. As much as we wanted to physically confer the awards, for safety and health reasons, we thought it prudent to recognize the awardees on screen and our annual interaction limited through video. Nevertheless, the mission of this program persists, no matter the medium. We continue to pay tribute to public servants whose grit and resilience affirm that excellence can manifest in a variety of ways. We may be saturated by terrible news and worrying forecasts, but we can still glimpse pockets of hope in the actions of our fellow men. We acknowledge the educator's crucial role in the continuity of learning, especially during this period of change and disruption. This year's teacher awardees are leaders in their respective fields, whose mentoring helps transcend the barriers to acquiring knowledge. We also recognize the dedication of the armed forces in defending our country and our democracy from threat, often with great risks. Our soldier awardees collaborate with communities at the grassroots level in alleviating strife and working towards peace. Last but not least, this year's police officer awardees reflect the finest service and law enforcement that our police corps can offer. They combat crimes in all its forms to safeguard the welfare of citizens as well as ensure security and order. I congratulate our 10 awardees on their conferment today. They use their positions to amplify good works and contribute to the transformation in their sectors. Amidst all the challenges our nation is facing, Their stories are sources of inspiration and optimism. As in previous years, the success of this program also lies in the support of institutional partners to whom we are grateful. I acknowledge as well the hard work of the Board of Assessors and the final Board of Judges who lent their time and expertise to select our awardees. And finally, I thank everyone who is joining us in this meaningful occasion. May we never tire of pursuing excellence and being instruments for social good. Mabuhay!
Thank you very much, Mr. Arthur T. Indeed, today's cause for celebration reminds us that excellence endures even in the face of adversity. And moving on with our program, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to meet the eminent personalities and thought leaders who were instrumental in the selection of the 2021 Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos.
And to introduce the final Board of Judges for this year's search, let us welcome the President of the Metrobank Foundation, Mr. Aniceto M. Sobrepeña.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Our Board of Judges lends gravitas to the established standards of quality that our recognition program has established. Thus, a credible board and an evidence-based selection process create the social value that the award has been known for these past decades. Throughout the past 37 years, we have assembled men and women from different sectors of society who are known for their competence, experience, and dedication to their craft to serve in our selection and judging panels. For this year, we organized the final Board of Judges coming from the key institutions of our body politic. They had to review the dossiers prepared by the 18 shortlisted national finalists. Through a 2-day online panel interview, the judges probed how each finalist practiced excellence, commitment, and integrity in the conduct of their professions. Let us now meet the 2021 Board of Judges who all share Metrobank Foundation's advocacy of recognizing the unsung heroes of our country. Our chairperson, representing the Senate, the Honorable Maria Lourdes Nancy Binay Angeles, chairperson of the Senate Committee on Science and Technology. In 2013, as a neophyte senator, Senator Binay authored resolutions honoring the Metrobank outstanding teachers, police officers, and soldiers. Since then up to the present, Senator Nancy annually co-authors these resolutions honoring our outstanding Filipinos. Since 2007, the entire Senate welcomes and honors our awardees at the Senate Session Hall. Co-chairing is Associate Justice the Honorable Rosemary D. Carandang, Supreme Court of the Philippines. Justice Carandang comes from a family of educators, as both her parents were public school teachers. She is a proud product of the public school system and a scholar in her tertiary education. Justice Carandang also taught law at the Philippine Christian University and the Manuel L. Quezon School of Law. Metrobank Foundation takes pride in being one of the trusted civil society partners of the Supreme Court, with our decades-old professorial chairs in various fields of law at the Philippine Judicial Academy. The members of the final board include Quirino Congressman Junis E. Cua, chairperson of the House of Representatives Committee on Banks and Other Financial Intermediaries. Congressman Juni is also one of the principal authors of the Act institutionalizing the alternative learning system in the basic education for out-of-school children, youth, and adults. Further, he has authored bills promoting corporate social responsibility and instituting services for learners with disabilities. the Honorable Alicia de la Rosa Bala, Chairperson, Civil Service Commission. Under her leadership, the Commission in 2019 elevated the status of past Metrobank Foundation awardees, classifying them as automatic regional finalists of the Civil Service Commission search for outstanding government workers. Most of our past outstanding Filipinos are annually recognized as Presidential Lingkod Bayan, Dangal ng Bayan, and Pag-asa awardees. The Honorable Francisco Isko Moreno Domagoso, Mayor, City of Manila. Mayor Isko provided tablets and monthly data allowance to all public school students of Manila in light of the shift to blended learning. Mayor Isko is also working closely with Metrobank Police awardees, which includes MPD Director Police Brigadier General Leo Francisco and Head of Special Mayor's Reaction Team, Lieutenant Colonel Rosalino Ibay Jr. Representing the business sector is Mr. Kevin Andrew L. Tan, Chief Executive Officer, Alliance Global Inc. Aside from being the CEO of one of the world-class Filipino conglomerates, Mr. Kevin Andrew Tan is also the Treasurer of Mega World Foundation, which has been at the forefront in extending financial and other forms of assistance in the sector of education. In our ongoing fight to mitigate the impact of COVID-19, Metrobank Foundation partnered with the CSR arm of Alliance Global, the Ronald McDonald's House of Charities under the Pilipinas Contra Gutom program. And finally, our seventh judge, we have Mr. Bartolome Barbie L. Atienza, President, United Print Media Group, representing the media sector. Barbie is also the head of External Affairs of Manila Bulletin and has served as officer of the Public Relations Society of the Philippines and juror of the Anvil Awards or the Oscars of Public Relations. Thank you, Barbie, for agreeing to be one of our co-hosts for today's ceremonies. Distinguished guests, let us acknowledge our 2021 final Board of Judges. Let us now watch the special message of our Chairman of the Board, Senator Nancy Binay.
First of all, congratulations to the 2021 Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos. Congratulations as well to the Metrobank Foundation, the Rotary Club of New Manila East, the Rotary Club of Makati Metro, and to my fellow judges whose combined efforts have ensured that we are able to hold this year's search despite the various challenges presented by the pandemic. Amid the darkness and uncertainty brought about by the pandemic, we must be thankful for opportunities like today where we are reminded of the heroism of so many of our fellow Filipinos. Love of country, integrity, courage, and social responsibility are not merely abstract words, but are ideals that are given form and meaning by our awardees. I hope that their stories will inspire many of our fellow Filipinos to also be of service to our people and nation. Thank you for your steadfast service, especially at a time when serving the people has increasingly meant risking your health and welfare. May you continue showing us how to live our lives for others. Maraming salamat at mabuhay kayo.
Thank you so much for your service.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sobrepeña. Now, this is the moment we've all been waiting for, the conferment of the awards and prize to the 2021 Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos.
Well, Medj, each of them will receive a gold medallion, a specially designed trophy called the Flame, and a cash prize of 1 million pesos net of tax.
Great teachers are our single greatest professional resource. Nothing creates the biggest impact on our youth, and nothing means more for the future of our country than the work of their hands and hearts. Let us now begin with the awardees for the Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos Award for Teachers. Our first awardee holds 13 years of service with chemistry and research as his fields of specialization. He proves that the best teacher equips learners to solve problems and develop game-changing inventions. A teacher 3 from Muntinlupa National High School, Maine. Ladies and gentlemen, Muntinlupa City's Global Science Educator, Mr. Jason B. Alvaro.
My realization is the real essence of the teacher is to set direction for the learners and to set their expectation for them to have greater future. With all the struggles and hardships that I've gone through, I made realize that through education, we can attain much. We can attain greatness. I know that being a teacher is the noblest profession. And this noblest profession will lead my parents realize how important they are to me. The impact of the microalgae farm in our locality and the livelihood that we gave to our beneficiaries, especially the families of the persons deprived of liberty, which are the families of prisoners, would be very impactful and they will treasure it for the rest of their lives. We serve for others and we live for others, not just with the struggles, but to live with the decision to strive more and influence other people.
Mr. Alvaro, congratulations! So how does it feel that you and your students' projects and initiatives are giving livelihood to the locals?
Being hailed as one of the Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos is such an honor and pride. We are to embody the virtue of puso, galing, at sigasig, which is a great challenge but a remarkable way to attain utmost impossibility. I feel so very blessed and thankful and also grateful for God has given me this opportunity to become one of the global science educator, which has the vision to provide solutions for the community and to give benefit to the locals. The researches and inventions and innovations that our learners and the locals are producing will be used to attain financial stability and economic sustainability. Walang maliit o malaking proyekto ang pwede nating gawin. Ang mahalaga ay ang patuloy nating pag-aalay ng ating sarili tungo sa ikauunlad ng nakararami. Kaya't ating pagyamanin ang ating kakayahan, gamitin ito sa mabuting adhikain at sa huli, matitiyak natin ang pag-unlad ng ating bansa.
Okay, well done and congratulations, Mr. Alvaro. Thank you very much. And now moving on to our next awardee, she has championed e-learning and the use of educational media and technology throughout her teaching career. With 35 years in service as professor, 5 from the University of Santo Tomas. Ladies and gentlemen, the Philippines' proactive organizational health leader and pharmacovigilance advocate, Dr. Maria Minerva P. Kalimag.
I'm able to shape minds. I'm able to speak my mind regarding many issues related to the profession of medicine. my major accomplishment that I will consider my best legacy is having reared 8 children, 7 of whom are already physicians. That number 8 is already in third year medicine. Legacy po yan, lahat po sila ay frontliners. I was their first teacher, of course. We have been promoting nationalism both in the workplace and in all the national organizations that I have led. Especially the love for language. I've actually started now an advocacy also towards the promotion of the use of the Filipino language in medicine.
Wow, that's a legacy every parent and educator could just ask for. Congratulations, Dr. Kalimag. It is so amazing that you have been serving the country for 35 long years. Now, can you tell us more about the passion, the dedication? Where do they come from?
Alam mo, Barbie, ang pagtuturo tulad din ng medisina ay hindi isang hanap buhay, bagkus ito ay isang profesyong bigay buhay. That is why doctors who teach actually feel doubly blessed. So if you are going to ask me what ignites my passion for teaching, talaga yung mga anak ko, sila nga yung mga pinag-practicean ko. No? And I derive the greatest joy whenever I see my students' aha moment. Yung bang biglang magla-light up yung eyes nila and seeing their faces light up, no, na understanding when they learn something new. Especially when I teach complex concepts in medicine or explore new worlds through research. But you know, teaching and learning is a two-way street. Over the years, I also gained better understanding about the way I teach and learned new ways of teaching. Learning never stops for both teacher and students. That is what ignites my passion.
What an amazing woman, beyond excellence indeed. Now, moving on to our third awardee, she paved the way for a college-wide initiative on the use of educational technology at the College of Medicine, University of the Philippines, Manila. Her 17 years in the service thus far is her noble way of giving back to the country. Ladies and gentlemen, Manila's breakthrough medical educator and translational researcher in health informatics, a warm of applause for Dr. Iris T.L.C. Isip-Tan.
I often get asked, why didn't you leave? And I said, because I wanted to give back to the Philippines, because I want to serve my country. We know that many of our graduates leave for abroad to serve elsewhere. And then when they're there, they sort of lose the connection. One of the things that the UP College of Medicine is doing is trying to get them into the college, especially now because it's more online. So we can ask them, for example, to give presentations to our students, and then they remember that there is back home, there is a need for our graduates to stay so that we can serve the Philippines, especially now in the pandemic. I believe that academics should not be in their ivory towers. We need to be where the people are, and right now there are those who are online, and that's why we need to also influence them in those spheres.
I hope your blessings multiply, Dr. Isip-Tan, and again, congratulations. In this time of the pandemic, what are the challenges marrying social media platforms and the field of health medicine?
I started my Facebook page in 2012 attempting to give reliable information for those with diabetes, goiter, and other endocrine disorders. And now that we have the pandemic, there's also an online infodemic that we need to counter because it contributes to vaccine hesitancy. So I believe that doctors should be online in order to combat the infodemic. One of the challenges we have in this pandemic is having too much information online. It makes it confusing for the public. So we need the doctors to be online in an attempt to combat the misinformation that we see. And it's challenging because not everyone would like to be exposed online or would have their opinions ready to be criticized by others. But this is a critical time in the pandemic for doctors to go online.
That was very well said, Dr. Isip Tan. Moving forward to our last awardee for the award for teachers. Her current accomplishments as an educator include ensuring learning continuity plan during the pandemic, strengthening science, technology, engineering, and mathematics or STEM education, and improving learner support and environment. With 12 years in service as a Master Teacher 1 from Culyat Elementary School in Quezon City. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Quezon City's transformative educator, Ms. Lou Sabrina S. Ongkiko.
Kaya mong maging magaling kung kaya mong gawing magaling ang ibang tao. That's the meaning of excellence for us. For us, excellence isn't just going up. I explain to my kids that excellence is also going down to bring other people up. As teachers, contribute and give of ourselves for our students. More than that, I hope that we can be called worthy as teachers for our students. Sorry. I easily cry. I'm so sorry. I chose teaching as a form of loving, witnessing the growth of a child and how they develop to be more confident. Whenever a student's eyes light up and say na, "Ma'am, alam ko na, ang galing ko na," rather than saying, "Ma'am, ang galing mo," because teaching isn't about us, it's about them.
Congratulations once again, Ms. Lou Sabrina S. Ongkiko. Teacher Sab, you said you chose teaching as a form of loving. Can you expound on this and discuss to us what keeps you motivated?
Thank you, Ms. Menchi. Well, I've always believed that the call for everyone, regardless of profession, has always been to love. And for us teachers, teaching is how we love. And I've always found it to be magical how, as teachers, we love so many children who are not our own. Even to the point that we carry their hopes and dreams with us, and we give ourselves to make that dream and hope a reality for them. And that's also my source of motivation. When I see a child learn, and when they gain confidence, especially when they recognize their own greatness, that's my source of motivation, because that's what will lead them to their dreams and to a better life.
Amazing educators.
Our 4 teacher awardees are heroes in their own right, working tirelessly each and every day to make the future brighter for learners everywhere, especially in this time of pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you the 2021 Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipino Teachers.
To hear the response on behalf of the teacher awardees, we present to you Ms. Lou Sabrina Ongkiko.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to receive the award on behalf of my co-teacher awardees. Being an outstanding Filipino is not a title that is handed to us. It is already in us to begin with. Allow me to ask you a few questions. Do you have an innovative spirit? Do you make sure that your lessons and projects mean something to the community? Then, there is a Sir Jason Albaro inside you. Are you someone who constantly looks for ways to improve the way we do things? Then, there is a Dr. Minerva Kalimag within you. Do you open yourself up to learn and adapt to the changing times to find ways to reach and communicate with your students better? Then, you will find a Dr. Iris Isipan in you. Times have become harder for us. There is a pandemic we need to confront, and we are expected to fix its ruins. But as an excellent Filipino philosopher and teacher, Father Roque Ferriols once said, "Huwag tanungin kung mahirap, tanungin kung mahalaga." Ask not if it is hard, ask if it is important. So no matter how hard, we teach anyway because it is important that we stand by our students at this time. And this is the key to unlocking the outstanding Filipino within. We stand out when we stand up for things bigger than ourselves. We thank the people who taught us to be brave enough to stand up for bigger things, whose love is the reason why we remain standing. Our DepEd family, headed by our Secretary, Ma'am Leonor Magtoles Briones, our Regional Director, Sir Wilfredo Cabral, our Superintendent, Ms. Jeneline Corpus, my Principal, Ms. Rita Cleto, our own families and loved ones, our friends and mentors. We know how to love because they loved us first. We know how to believe in our students because they first believed in us. Most especially, we thank our students for being our we, our why. They are the beginning, middle, and end of everything we do as teachers. I would like to conclude by reminding us of this challenge. When we are recognized as an outstanding Filipino, let's make sure to own it, not just as a badge of honor, but a call to mission. That as teachers, we are given the sacred task of recognizing, protecting, developing, and bringing out the outstanding person in every Filipino. In that moment, when learners feel like winners, that is our true winning moment. May all of us experience this victory and make it possible for every Filipino. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ongkiko, for that heartfelt message.
Being a soldier can be one of the most dangerous careers to pursue. While most jobs demand sheltered environments and polished offices, our armed forces are sent into harm's way to keep us safe. Their workplace is the battlefield. Their primary task to protect and defend the country despite a full spectrum of threats. And yet, they continue to serve without counting the costs. We shall now move on to the conferment of the Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipino Award for Soldiers.
Our first outstanding Filipino soldier's notable stints in his 18 years of service were leading organized teams in several disaster or incident response activities. These are primarily in the management of the dead and missing persons and search and rescue operations. From the civil-military operations of the Tactical Operations Group 1 in Baguio City, a round of applause for Technical Sergeant Jake P. Bellino, Philippine Air Force's Humanitarian Assistance and Disaster Response Vanguard.
Every time I go out, I am making my family safe. By then, nag-take note po ako at nagmakaawa po ako sa ating codex. Formulate a training para po dito. Nakita po namin ang kahalagaan ng pangungulikta po ng ating mga human remains. The importance is na iuuwi po natin sila sa kanilang mahal sa buhay. sigurado ako sa paggalang po nila sa akin, makikinig po sila sa akin sa bawat hakbangin na ipaparating sa kanila or the education itself, at susunod sila para sa ikagaganda rin po ng ating bayan.
Congratulations, Technical Sergeant Bellino. Sergeant Bellino, sir, in your 18 years of service, please share with us what has been your greatest accomplishment as you serve the military.
Karamihan po dito ay ang ating mga loved ones. As I pursue in what we believe to think outside the box in managing all the disasters, one of those achievements is to train search and rescue canine dogs. Search and rescue canine dogs to look and search for those missing persons. Another achievement and milestone that I have achieved is to teach the LGU or the local government unit in managing disasters. Same likewise to other agencies whom I contributed a lot by educating them on the common management that we have in managing disasters. So I believe that I have achieved a lot, especially with the management of the dead and the missing person.
Well done, Technical Sergeant Bellino. If our first soldier awardee focused on disaster response, our next awardee has dedicated his 27 years of service as a champion of peace building in conflict-ridden areas. Let us all welcome the Executive Officer from the Assistant Chief of Staff for Plans at the Philippine Army Headquarters. He is the Philippine Army's peace builder for safe and resilient communities. Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Colonel Elmer M. Buonggaling.
In my battalion, I made sure before I left the unit, I trained the junior officers and my NCOs to embrace peace building, because I see the value in peace building, because not all issues in the community can be solved through threat or use of force. I teach them how to have integrity so that they would be credible. And we as I practice this in my family, I also share this with the youth in Maguindanao. So they would later on grow up and be productive citizens of the country. Really, my heart is in working in the field rather than at the office, because I can directly see the results of my work. I can relate and interact with the people in the community. I have the chance to talk to them, interact with them directly. And it's really rewarding to see them smile, thank the soldiers for what we're doing in their community.
Lieutenant Colonel Buonggaling, congratulations. You know, I have a question for you. In order to achieve excellence in peace building, you have to be very patient, but at the same time strategic. How do you strike this balance?
Building lasting peace takes time. It requires a long-term commitment, because results and outcomes are rarely seen or felt immediately. While there is no one peace building blueprint, interventions must be strategic. This includes a nuanced understanding of the complex context of a particular area. It also requires the involvement of local stakeholders in the peace-building effort, and the need for a comprehensive and collective response from various stakeholders. So therefore, a peace builder must be patient and strategic in order to attain set goals despite challenges and hindrances. Thank you.
And thank you very much, and congratulations again, Lieutenant Colonel Buong Galing.
Now from land, let's go back to the sky, Barbie, where excellence is beyond and infinite as we award another soldier from the Philippine Air Force. Our next awardee led his troops to employ an innovative approach to counter insurgency and encourage individuals to reintegrate to mainstream society by dropping leaflets instead of bombs. The executive officer of the Assistant Chief of Air Staff for Operations at the Villamor Air Base, give it up for Colonel Augusto N. Padua, Philippine Air Force's Air Power Innovator for Peace.
I would always tell this and encourage our men. This is the only country we have. We cannot shift to another land and declare that our country. That's what I'm doing in order to encourage and promote nationalism. I'd rather not be a team player than sacrifice my principles. It's a small victory, but it's a big one for the country. We have what we call wait until you become. It is like a ladder. Your influence grows whenever you climb up the ladder. And as we go up the ladder, I will see to it, I'm always seeing to it that the unit that I handle or I command will never be the same when I leave the unit. So at least I made some changes in my own little way.
Congratulations again, Colonel Padua. Now my question for you is, insurgents is such a delicate matter to discuss. How important do you think is it to implement projects that promote law and order, especially in the rural communities?
Thank you for that, Ms. Menchi. I believe law and order themselves and sustaining peace are indispensable ingredients to progress and development. Therefore, the importance of implementing these projects emanates from the importance of law and order themselves. We need to end this 52-year insurgency. We are losing so much resources that would have been allotted for national development. It's time for us to move on.
I have to agree with you on that, Colonel Padua. A snappy salute to all our soldier awardees.
In deep awe and gratitude for the difference they make for our security and the country's sovereignty, ladies and gentlemen, we present to you the 2021 Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipino Soldiers. And now let's hear from Colonel Augusto Padua to deliver a message on behalf of the soldier awardees.
Guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm proud to receive the award on behalf of my fellow Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos Soldiers. Leaflets instead of bombs was the tagline associated by the jurors of my accomplishments. Leaflet dropping, however, is not a new concept. Records show of their use as early as World War I. Commanders, however, normally look for that decisive engagement, that gallant stand in the battlefield, and for us fighter pilots, victory in the air. In college, as Corps Commander of the ROTC and eventually as Student Council President, I have realized that we and the enemy have the same aspiration, a sustainably prosperous nation. One, however, is through democracy and the other through communism. To prove that they are wrong is not to eliminate them, but to show that democracy works by good governance. The government's whole-of-nation approach came at the right time. We reached out to the hinterlands of Cagayan Valley, the lairs of the rebels. informing them of government programs, information no less than the truth, but withheld by communist cadre leadership by having their frontline fighters incommunicado or cut off from the rest of society. Internally, we received words of frustration, questioning whether our non-kinetic operations were effective after all. From that viewpoint, I would understand the valuable resources spent by the Air Force until a breakthrough came. From January 2020, rebels in groups came out from hiding, bringing with them leaflets we dropped. The surrenders were documented by the media. Up until my reassignment, a total of 103 returned to the fold of the law, with 3 guerrilla fronts dismantled. No amount of bombs dropped can equal that to this day. This award reaffirms my resolve to carry on with my advocacy. More than a pat on the back, there are hugs and kisses for a job well done. I will forever be grateful for this honor. May your tribe increase, as my nominator tells me, and so is my wish for you, the management staff of Metrobank Foundation. Thank you, Governor Mamba, for the nomination, sir. I thank my superiors, led by our Commanding General, Lieutenant General Allen Paredes, for the untiring support. To the men and women who serve with me, thank you for the sacrifice in accomplishing our mission. My fellow awardees in the AFP, Colonel Elmer Bongaling and Technical Sergeant Jake Bellino, your accomplishments bespeak of our clamor for peace. Congratulations to you all. This is our moment, but I'm sure Mr. George T. never meant for us to sit on our laurels, but to carry on with our jobs beyond excellence. Finally, I thank my wife, Hilda, for the patience and loving support, my daughter, Isabella, for the inspiration, my parents, June and Mary, with my 2 favorite sisters, Ate Glo and Ate Days, for the love and guidance as I trek through life. With all God's blessings, I can never ask for more. And to the Filipino people, this award is dedicated to you. Thank you.
That was a beautiful message, Colonel Padua. Maraming salamat po. In this day and age, too few of us would appreciate the work of our police officers. To say that exemplary police officers are a rare breed would do a great disservice to the overwhelming majority of our officers whose character, sincerity, and utmost devotion to duty remain untarnished.
Now, Barbie, it's time to introduce the awardees for the Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos Award for Police Officers. These men and women have kept their sworn oath close to heart. Every mission they undertake is driven by their unshakable allegiance to their mission to serve and protect the Filipino people.
Our first outstanding Filipino officer has made it her life's mission to curb trafficking in persons and help pursue justice for victims of human rights violations. A police community relations officer of Bogo City Police Station in Cebu, Police Senior Master Sergeant Mary Joy B. Ilanan. She is Bogo City's guardian of police community relations.
Ipakita ko sa kanila, magsilbi po na may puso. Alam na po natin, ang police, maraming mga issue ganito, ganyan. Pero doing it heartily, religiously, para magsilbing inspirasyon. It's my legacy that touching and helping other lives. Po yung pangalan ko na nabanggit niya, nagpapasalamat po siya sa akin, napaiyak na lang po ako, hindi ko po alam, na biglang tumulong na po ang buha ko. Yun po ang kasiyahan na ano po sir, na-feel ko, because naririnig ko po yung mga positive feedback in the community, na sana ganun po lahat ng mga police, may puso. Conduct engagement weekly to the children, nurturing them that the police has rendered services beyond the call of duty. That is, nakapagpabigay saya po sa aking damdamin kasi po, yung mga bata na mismo nagsasabi sa akin, Ate Joy, gusto ko po maging katulad mo paglaki ko. Ang ganda talaga ng PNP. Ang may line doon, handang ihandog ang isang buhay. So ako, I am very much willing to offer my life for the good and betterment of our country.
Let us all please welcome Police Senior Master Sergeant Mary Joy B. Ilanan. Ma'am, let me just ask this question. In an institution dominated by men, how important do you think it is for women like you to be empowered and help build safer communities for women?
Thank you, sir. I am blessed to be part of this prestigious award. Yes, it is very important for women to be empowered, to have a community free from gender biases, wherein individuals are encouraged to promote self-worth and showcase their skills for the betterment of themselves and the community as a whole. This opportunity transforms individuals to someone who reconstructs the nation, a nation far safer and better for humanity. Ultimately, God has gifted women a special place in our society with voices and ideas. So being empowered is imperative in building a safer community, not just for women, but for every human being. Thank you.
Truly well said, Police Senior Master Sergeant Ilanan. Now, from a woman's story of strength, let's jump over to a tale of integrity. Our next awardee is the Chief of Police in Talisay City in Cebu. His accomplishments speak volume about his pursuit to rid his region of crime, primarily in the campaign against illegal drug use and trade. Congratulations, Police Lieutenant Colonel Gerard Ace J. Pelare, Talisay City's Police Chief Protector and Counsel.
I have always believed, sirs and moms, that one of the objectives in life is to be significant. Make sure that they have a part in making our country a better place to live. The one closest to me is the Uplan Limpio because this is a novel approach against illegal drugs. Close to 2,000 drug personalities were arrested without a single human right violation. I am blessed with a love of work and passion towards the PNP. I will just use this to make sure that the community, the people, will believe in the Philippine National Police, will see a brighter future for the Philippine National because we have police officers who are models, who are willing to sacrifice, who can really provide excellent police service.
Congratulations, Police Lieutenant Colonel Pelare. Now, sir, how do you, together with your unit, set an example in order to regain or maintain the trust and confidence of the people in the police force?
What we have tried to achieve here in the city of Talisay Police Station is that concept that law enforcement or policing is not the monopoly of police officers. We need to get the support of the community, summon their assistance in all our undertakings so that we will have a unified and comprehensive fight against illegal drugs and crimes. So in that way, we were able to gain the trust of the people. They have organized and they have helped us in our law enforcement campaign, and we are very happy that because of that unity and partnership, we were able to convert the city of Talisay into what it is now, an ideal place for peace and order and security.
That was truly inspiring, sir. Next on our roster is a transformational police officer whose expertise in institutional reforms and strategies have been pivotal in empowering the police force and communities to pursue growth. The police chief of the Regional Police Strategy Management Unit in Police Regional Office 6, Iloilo City, Police Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan B. Pablito, dubbed as Western Visayas' Organizational and Community Transformation Lead Strategist.
We never sell our souls. We never sell ourselves. As police officers, let's give dignity to the uniform. The most relevant milestone accomplishment is the legal and medical assistance for our police operatives on the ground. When they go against people of influence or with money, they jeopardize their careers. I am actually supporting two ati because I also belong to the IPs. I am a pure Kankanaay and I know the pain of discrimination. So it is I want these two ati, si Lawrence and si Fritzy, I want them to become the first ati to don the police uniform. We do not need your money. We will implement the law. What the sheriff says, we will support the sheriff. I tell my men, it is very important that at night we can sleep. It is very important that when we go home, we can look in the eyes of our children and they look to us as heroes. And that is very important to us.
Congratulations, Police Lieutenant Colonel Pablito. Sir, you are the Community Transformation Lead Strategist, and I am sure there are challenges that you've encountered along the way. What is your main approach in addressing challenges in advocating for community transformation?
Our main approach is to ensure buy-in or ownership. We never come in and make this project as ours. We make sure that the stakeholders embrace it as their own. This is to ensure sustainability. And you know what? In my projects, when I was applying for Metrobank, I was actually afraid because it turns out that many of my projects, I did not have my own pictures in them. But it speaks of, giving the credit not only to the end users, but also to the people who work with us. I think that's when we do not take credit for ourselves. We do not really care who gets the credit, but we get the transformation done. This is how we overcome those challenges.
Thank you very much, Police Lieutenant Colonel Pablito. More than ever before, our police officers need our support and not our scorn. They deserve only our highest reverence and respect. Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present to you the 2021 Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipino Police Officers. And now let's hear from Police Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Pablito to deliver the response on behalf of all the police officer awardees.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to receive this award on behalf of my co-awardees, Police Lieutenant Colonel Gerard A. Spelare and Police Senior Master Sergeant Mary Joy Ilanan. Together with our fellow teachers and soldiers, we have the distinction of being the 10 outstanding Filipinos in a time of great historical significance. I look forward to the day in our post-pandemic future when, for the first time in person, I will meet you, my fellow awardees, the esteemed panel of judges, and the awesome people of Metrobank Foundation to share with each of you a firm handshake of gratitude. Personally, I will never forget 2021. Last January, my father, Attorney Jimmy Pablito, passed on to the next life. Months later, here I am, receiving the country's most prestigious Career Achievement Award. I can almost see my dad smiling down from heaven because 20 years ago, he was more excited than I was when I decided to join the PNP. I have dedicated my career as an advocate and implementer of the PNP's transformation program, the Patrol Plan 2030. While we improve on systems and logistics, we recognize that the development of police officers with integrity and excellence is of prime importance. That is why I am actively involved in movements, namely My Brother's Keeper and Bless Our Cops. We espouse a God-centered, service-oriented, and family-based PNP in partnership with spiritual leaders across the country. For such a time as this, your 3 police awardees have strived to be transformational leaders in the organization and the community. I embrace the words of my mentor, General Cesar Binag, that to be an agent of transformation, one must develop the ability to identify dysfunctions and critical issues in the community, the humility to accept responsibility for these dysfunctions, and the courage to rise and lead people to journey with you in genuine transformation. This is how we were able to implement the medical and legal assistance program for police operatives that raised an initial 6 million pesos with the Multi-Sectoral Advisory Council in Police Regional Office 6, Oplan Limpio in Police Regional Office 7, leading to the arrest of 2,000 drug personalities without any human rights violation, and the distinction of Bogo City of being the first city in Region 7 to have all barangays drug cleared. We dedicate this award to God Almighty, from whom all blessings flow, our beloved families, me personally, my beloved wife Sharonda, and our daughter AC, Mama Vicky, my siblings Jennifer, Genevieve, and Joshua, relatives, friends, the communities we serve in Iloilo City, Malay Municipality with Boracay, Talisay City, and Bogo City, and of course, the men and women of the PNP, headed by fellow Metrobank awardee, Police General Guillermo Lorenzo Eliazar. We are humbled with this recognition by the Metrobank Foundation, and we continue, inspired more than ever, to serve and protect the Filipino people.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We present to you the Metrobank Foundation's Outstanding Filipinos of 2021. Let's give them a round of applause for their service and commitment that is truly beyond excellence. Indeed, you are the true models of excellence and beacons of hope for our nation. We are very privileged to hear the messages from the 2 highest officials of the land as they join us in recognizing the awardees. They honored us with their presence through these video messages. Ladies and gentlemen, we bring to you Honorable Maria Leonor Leni Herona Robredo, Vice President, Republic of the Philippines.
My warmest greetings to the Metrobank Foundation and to everyone joining us for the virtual conferment ceremonies of the 2021 Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos Award. Siyempre, congratulations to our 10 awardees. Proud na proud ako sa inyong lahat. Sana sa kabila ng mga hamong kinakaharap natin ngayon, hindi mabawasan ang saya ninyo sa pagkamit ng tagumpay na ito. COVID-19 continues to be our greatest challenge today at patuloy ang nararanasan nating mga disruption in the way we live, the way we work, the way we learn, even the way we relate to one another. Cases are still rising by the tens of thousands every day. Many businesses have been forced to shut their doors, with unemployment reaching its highest rate ever on record. The inequality gap continues to widen, and those in the margins are bearing the brunt of the hardship. Totoo, malaki ang hamon. Pero gaya nga ng lagi kong sinasabi, palaging mas malaki ang pagkakataon. At pinatutunayan ninyo ito as exemplary public servants in the academy, in the military, and in the police. Para sa amin sa OVP, rising to these challenges meant understanding the insight. There is no better way to respond to any crisis than to move forward and outward. Forward by approaching each day with grit and compassionate resolve, by taking sure steps and doing what can be done here and now. And outward, by doing this not just for ourselves, by widening the circle of those we care about and treating every person, every Filipino as family. Because the undeniable truth is that this is a crisis that affects us all. And like any family, it will take all of us banding together, arm in arm, to overcome this challenge, reclaim our lives, and build a better normal for everyone. I know many of you are already guided by the same philosophy. You are willing to do the hard work and give all you can for the welfare and security, not just of yourselves and those you care about, but of the rest of society. Ang hamon ko sa inyo ngayon, intensify your efforts. Keep moving ever forward and outward. Strengthen your networks, widen your circles of collaboration. Look for ways to keep improving and inspire others to do the same. Tandaan na marami sa mga hinaharap nating problema, structural ang ugat, at hindi nababago ang sistema ng pagkakanya-kanya, kundi ng isang buong bansang handang magkaisa at magsikap para magpanday ng better normal para sa lahat. These extraordinary times ask too much of us, but now more than ever, the world needs extraordinary people like you to take on this task. With outstanding Filipinos like you leading the way, I have faith that we can build a better normal we envision. A world that is fairer and kinder, that is empowering and inclusive, where no Filipino is left behind. Muli, congratulations. Maraming salamat. Mabuhay kayong lahat.
Thank you very much, Madam Vice President. As a yearly tradition to bring the awardees to Malacanang Palace is not possible for this year. Instead, we are honored to hear the keynote address of His Excellency Rodrigo Roa Duterte, President of the Republic of the Philippines.
It is with great pride that I join you in honoring the 2021 Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos. I commend you awardees for demonstrating excellence and compassion in their endeavors, even in the face of adversity. Our efforts inspire our people to be resilient, innovative, and dedicated in the service of the nation. To our modern-day heroes, thank you and congratulations.
With that, we conclude this year's conferment ceremony of the 2021 Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos.
On behalf of Metrobank and Metrobank Foundation, we thank everyone for gracing us with your presence in attending this virtual occasion.
And of course, we thank our institutional partners as well for making the 2021 edition of the Search a success. Allow us to thank the Rotary Club of Makati Metro, Rotary Club of New Manila East, Department of Education, Commission on Higher Education, the Armed Forces of the Philippines, the Philippine National Police, and PS Bank.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes our festivities this afternoon. It has been our pleasure to be your masters of ceremonies, a pleasure working with you, Menchi, and with that, we'll leave you this tribute to our outstanding Filipinos.
Likewise to you too, Barbie. We hope to see you once again next year.
every time na may bagong situation, hanapan mo na paraan na manalo ka. Kasi otherwise, yung unang makapag-adjust kasi sa situation, yun naman nanalo.
We are a great nation, united as a people, bound by a common vision.
Somehow, hindi mo kailangan manalo eh. That realization only that you've already contributed to society, that's already
Outstanding Filipinos, we exalt our noble race with excellence and integrity. We serve our community with faith in God we march. We dedicate our lives. We hold our country strong and free, sealed with honor and dignity.
Maraming offers actually, lalo na magturo sa abroad. Halaki na sweldo. The thing is, who are you serving? Not the Filipino children. Who would need more your service? The students abroad or your students in the Philippines?